Hello, everybody, and welcome to All on the Table. I am Jen Giggles. I am your producer and one of the players for today. I use she, her pronouns. My character is Rafe LeBeau, who also uses she, her pronouns. Our game master for today, G.
Hello, I am G. I am the game master of the day, and I use they them.
All right.
I'm going to pass to our Jotun.
Hi, I'm Lee. I am he, they, and so is Yorick, who I play as a Jotun, who is uh confused. He's a little himbo sorcerer and horse girl, and generally he has the spirit, I think is the best way to explain Yorick. He's trying his best and just not having a good time of it.
Alas, poor Yorick is not done yet.
Oh yeah. He'll manage. But we'll pass it over to our resident cat who is that way.
Yeah, howdy. I'm Nobody. I use they, them pronouns, and I'll be playing Yulna, a Leonin druid who uses she, her. Yulna knows even less about what's going on than she usually does because I had a pretty crappy connection last time, so.
That happens. That happens.
Yes.
Yeah, sure does.
Yep. Internet is both a blessing and a curse.
Unfortunately, Sorknir, Nick cannot join us. He's busy and not feeling well at the same time. So the holidays caught up. The previous holiday caught up with him before the next one could happen.
Recap.
We went to the island to try and the Hamadryads, is that the technical term?
Dryads and Hamadryads, and then Hesperids.
Right. Which the three Yorick doesn't know the difference. They are one of the Dryads got infected with tree rot.
Hamadryads. One of the Hamadryads got infected.
Hamadryad.
They infected everyone else.
Right. So there's kind of a disease going around. It's not in a good place. Dispel magic kind of worked, but not quite. And may or may not have made it worse. What else? We did dispel magic, and now we're fighting some of them and trying to figure out something else we can do about this because, and also one of the Hamadryads was Rafe's ex.
No, one of the Hesperids.
One of the Hesperids was
big,
Rafe's ex. Okay.
there's tiers to everything in D&D because they love hierarchies.
Right.
Yeah, Hesperids are kind of like Dryads. Like they're tree spirits that guard the tree of life.
Right.
In Greek mythology.
Gotcha. So these guys
like the apples of Idun.
Oh, those ones. Gotcha.
Well, they're not the apples of Idun. They're
yes.
But that's pretty much
the
Hesperian apples. Yeah, the golden apples.
Golden apples. Is that the same one that Eris used to cause everything in the Trojan War? Or was that just a specific golden apple that was very different?
No, that was her font of power. Kind of like how Hermes has the staff and Zeus has the lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Poseidon has his spear.
Right.
Eris's font of power or symbol of power was the golden apple.
Right, and then she used that to stoke discord and cause chaos. Yeah, because that's kind of what she does. Okay.
It's Greek mythology. There's 6 different ways to tell the story.
Yeah, and the apples were in the garden of Atlas.
Makes sense.
Well, no, they weren't technically Atlas's garden. Yeah.
He's held captive in the garden where the tree is.
Yeah.
Right.
Is what I mean. Like
fair.
It's weird. It's Greek mythology. We're not
Garden of the Hesperids. Garden of the Hesperids.
Right. So in this case, though, the Hesperids are simply the Dryads are the tree-iest of them, and the Hesperids are the least tree-y.
No. Well,
other way around.
Hamadryads would be most, then Dryads would be second, like least tree, and
gotcha.
Do I have that backwards?
Don't worry about it. They're tree
Doesn't
people.
matter.
The Hesperids look more like people. The rest of them look more like trees.
Gotcha. The Hespids are the
Trees
people.
mixed with people.
Yeah, but the Hespids are the least tree. Gotcha.
They just look like people.
Cool. All right.
Because technically, the Hesperids are actually children of Atlas
That tracks. Oh, yeah, no,
and a
that
tree spirit
Gotcha.
or a
Okay.
river spirit or something.
Fair. All right.
Some kind of spirit.
But we've got a bunch of them, and one of them was Race X, and they were infected because one of the Hamadryads was infected. And it
Yes.
spread to them, and we tried to spell magic on the Hamadryad, who was the originator of the infection, and that did not work.
No, so we chased her down, followed her when she ran away,
Right
and,
into the cave.
and found the
Into the
mouth
cave, and then
of
we
the
found the
cave. But
footprints, and
we started to go into the cave, fought something, and that was the end of the battle.
and then there
What was
a
it that you
secret-
fought?
I don't remember.
Oh, oh no, the roper. It was a roper. It was something with tentacles that was really big. I remember fighting this. I do remember that.
we
and
did
there
fight
was-
something, yes.
I remember
It
because
went very quickly. I don't think I actually got to my initiative, so y'all did a very good job with it.
yes. And York got pinned, if I recall correctly, by or grappled, and there was a secret
Yeah.
passage, if I recall
Yeah,
correctly.
that you guys opened, and I think that's where we ended.
Right. We finally opened the passage into the somewhere. We don't know where
Yes.
it's going. Our secret keeper does. G, our secret keeper, knows where this passage goes. We do not. So, let's see.
Yes, I just did a creepy laugh because I have something interesting planned.
Oh,
fun. Shall we continue on into this cave?
Yes.
I think so.
I mean, is there a slave of the ring or a slave of the lamp in there? I mean,
Slave of the lamp?
that's what they're
Ooh.
called. It's the slave of the ring and the slave of the lamp in the Caves of Wonder, because they were enslaved by Solomon. Because they're from
Right.
Solomon. That's it's connected to Jewish mythology of Solomon and his 100 or 1,000 demons. I think it was.
Yeah. Does that mean we have to say Ifta Sim Sim to open the thingy?
No.
No, we managed to open it in any case. Let's do it. Maybe.
Anyway, shall we move forward?
Yeah, let's go. No
So
one
they're
got hurt, right?
genies.
I mean, I don't actually have any healing magic. but-
Jinn, genie, whatever you need. There's something.
Well, it says slave of the lamp was a genie, but it just says it's the slave of the ring is just a being. It doesn't say it's a genie.
No,
Ooh.
it's just something that has power and can do some tricks, but the lamp is much more powerful.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a lesser being than the slave of the lamp. So the genie of the lamp is more powerful than the genie or jinn of the ring, whatever being it is.
Okay.
So
Do we see any lamps or rings when we walk through the cave?
You get through the door, and then on the other side are a bunch of symbols like floating in the air.
okay.
Okay.
They're
that's not-
incorporeal. There's a catechus, a hammer, an anvil, a hammer with a loop on the handle, a raven, two ravens.
Odin. And you say catechus, you mean the two snakes on the
Yeah,
Bunch of
Hermes
them.
staff.
Yep, the two.
The medical symbol, yes.
Yep. I
For
Yeah, the
those who don't know,
catechus.
that's
Called a
the
catechus.
medical symbol on that is on almost every hospital.
A staff with two snakes going around it. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
It was a favorite symbol of my mother's actually, that's why. Anyway,
This thing.
Yes.
yep, that one. Okay. Is anyone hurt? Because I feel like the sneaky one is the one we touch if anyone's hurt.
No, they're not. They're not just like
Yeah.
floating in one spot. They're kind
Go
of
on.
like floating around this room, like
Oh, yeah.
just like randomly, like kind of like in fonts of power, like where there's a font of power, like runes would be floating in the air, kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Just like runes floating around, kind
Okay.
of thing. there's symbols of different deities just floating through the air.
Yep.
There's a wolf's head. There's a wolf head with a sword.
Hmm. Okay.
The Ouroboros.
A lot of ones. Okay. And they're
Pretty much all it's got all the symbols of the deities in this world
okay.
floating around this room in the air.
Right. Is there anything else besides the symbol, like a basin with, or
You guys are just in a
fissure or
hallway.
hallway? Okay.
These symbols are like once the door opened, like right on the other side of the door. Oh wait, actually, I skipped this part. So the door, like when you guys step through the door, it's almost as if you enter a different. Because it was kind of like a natural cave before. This is like a dungeon hallway.
It's carved.
Yeah, it's blocks of stone and stuff like so. It's like what you would see in like a fantasy dungeon.
Gotcha. Dungeon. Okay.
And there's also a lot of the corruption on the walls and floor and stuff.
Oof.
It's safe to walk on, but it's just like it's kind of like moss kind of thing.
Don't touch the walls, right? And look at Rafe.
I don't know.
Don't
It's hard to tell. So anyway, we go through this hallway, we open another door, and in the room is where the symbols are floating.
No, they're like this is a really long hallway.
And the symbols are floating around the hallway.
Are floating in the hall, like all throughout the hall, as far as you can see, like they're just floating around.
Okay. Well, I'll just keep walking forward. Take a healing potion because I know I have one. Because I'm hurt.
Yeah. How hurt are you?
I'm in bloodied range.
Okay, good to know. And before you take that healing potion, Lee's little thing was actually correct. The catechist symbol glows brighter and kind of floats towards you, Rafe.
Oh, okay. Well,
and goes through you, and you are brought back up to. Wait, what is your max health?
43 currently.
What are you at?
19.
Brings you up to 35.
Okay. Well, Rafe still drinks the dang healing potion.
To get the tip top. Got it.
And does top off. Yeah.
Yeah, you topped off. Good. Interestingly enough, there is a symbol that is the symbol of I'm trying to figure out how to explain what this one looks like. It's one that Yorick would definitely recognize. I'm just gonna say that. It's a symbol of Ymir. It is glowing a ice blue. Well, the rest are gold.
Can't hear you. You're muted. Still can't hear you.
Oh, right. I hit the mute to mute. Amirian is with us?
No, not the Ymirian. No, Ymir, as in.
I know, but is the Amirian with us? Tangential Ymir. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze
your little buddy. Yes, your little buddy is close.
I'm gonna squeeze him close, and I'm going to reach out and like hold my hand toward the symbol of Ymir and see if it reacts.
Here they are. Oh wait, no, wrong one. Roll a D100.
Ooh, okay, percentiles. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, first roll of the game. Hang on. Let me see if I can't find a set of. Actually, no, I don't. I didn't send that back with my dad. I had a big chunky boy proper D100 that was 100 sides, but I sent that away. So we're gonna have to find. There's. I want to see if I can't find a matching set of in my all of my dice. I don't.
Oh yeah.
I can't.
Today's Game Master dice are brought to you by Tabletop Role Playing Dice, Haunted Castle Dice.
Yeah, I think this one came
No,
with
this not a
bugbear bubbles.
sponsored. This is not a sponsored video in any way,
No,
shape, or form.
but yeah,
It's
this
not.
one
No, I'm just making a joke. I'm just saying
Yeah.
my dice today are.
are really fancy. Okay, yeah, this one's from Bugbear Bubbles, and this one is from I believe one of the D20 collective sets.
Nice. Yeah, I'm just saying
Okay,
today's dice. Today's dice are
Dice of the day.
practically.
Okay, that's a 55. Pretty
Oh,
solid.
roll a d20.
Let's see. Also D20 collective. Let's see. That is a 2.
Okay. Ooh.
Oof. Not bad.
Give me a sec.
Okay.
Not 20.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't react all that much in the way you would expect. Like, it doesn't come rushing at you. It retreats from you.
Oh. Okay, York is just gonna sulk about that and keep going.
Well, not really retreats. And more like it moves down the hall.
I'll take a few steps forward. Following.
Okay, and it glows brighter as you step forward.
Oh.
But it keeps moving. Like, as you step forward, it keeps moving.
Okay.
But as you follow it, it glows brighter,
Okay. I'm gonna kind of turn to this.
lighting
I
up
think we
more and more of the walls around you.
should, I'm gonna follow this, because it's a mirror and I kind of have to. And we got to keep going anyway, right? So follow. Yeah. Good call.
I would say so. It's up to all of you, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming the hallway's the direction because there were no other doors in that cave we were in. So yes.
Yes.
Right.
We
And
keep
we
walking
know.
down the hallway.
Okay. I just wanted to tell you that because I didn't want to. Thingamabobs. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. So we'll follow the Amirian symbol, the symbol of Amir, rather, reaching out toward it.
Yes. So would anybody like to look at the walls as you walk down them,
I mean,
or do you guys want to just walk down the halls or the hall?
Rafe is not going to stop to inspect anything, but if she notices something, that's something completely different.
No, I don't mean like stop and just like study the walls. I mean like as you're walking, looking around at the walls, kind of thing.
Not actively. I mean, it'd be passive perception in that case.
What is your passive perp?
16.
Was everybody else's passive perp by chance?
I think 10. Yeah,
18 on
York's
mine.
not good at noticing things.
What'd you say, Iona?
18.
Okay, two of you actually see things. There is a few repeating symbols on the walls. One is a face-up coin. The other one is black antlers, along with trees. Like pictures of Yggdrasil, face-up coins, and black antlers.
Okay. Rafe, yeah, I mean, noticing it,
Yeah. So you guys are walking down this hall for probably a good 45 minutes when the rune just stops.
The runes just stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you guys have gone around you guys had gone like around a corner. You walked probably another 5 minutes after that corner, and then like all of a sudden, the floating runes stop, and the rune of Emir just stops, takes a sharp right, and goes through a wall.
Don't come back.
It went through a wall.
Yeah, it went through
Yes.
a wall. My
Okay.
god symbol went.
Well, I'll
please.
I'll ask Sorknir to smash the wall
Well,
or
that's one way to
open the
do it.
wall. I mean, he might be able to, actually open it, but
Well, is there a secret? Well, maybe we should find the doors.
well, I mean, can you open up the wall, right? And whether it's with his hammer or with his knowledge of
Sorknir is not here.
where did Sorknir go? He was here
Sorknir disappeared.
while we were walking down the hall.
Yeah, you turned to ask Sorknir to pull out his hammer, and he's just poof, not there.
Oh dear.
He was with you when you walked through the door, but
Okay, that's not good.
Okay.
It is very not good. It is like very, very not good. Right, Rafe? This is not good.
Probably not.
In
In which case,
I could try
Rafe,
smashing it.
right?
Well, I don't have a hammer, but I have a.
Well, yeah, you can smash it. You're big and strong.
Well, hang on. Yolna, you're good at noticey stuff, right?
I suppose you could say that.
Is there anything as we should check to make sure that there's no like thingy that makes it open, like a secret door, right? We should check for those before we do anything, like smashing, right? That's what Yorick is gonna do. Is gonna very carefully look for like seams and anything that looks remotely secret door-y. I don't know what kind of check that would be.
investigation.
Okay,
Sure.
one investigation check coming
Sounds
right
like.
up.
I
Yorick,
also would like anyone that is doing the investigation to also roll an Arcana check.
okay.
Interesting.
Two things that Yorick is not very good at, but he's
You should
does-
you should be proficient in Arcana. That's an
Um,
automatic +3 right now.
I am not proficient in Arcana. Fun fact.
What are you proficient in?
You get
land
proficiency in
vehicles,
Arcana
sewing
from your
tools,
class as a sorcerer.
Athletics, animal handling, survival, intimidation, persuasion. I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't necessarily have to take it. It would be a bad idea not to take it, but Yorick doesn't realize that. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
Yorick is good at finding things in the outdoors. He's good at outdoorsy stuff. The sorcery is a prerequisite for his place in the hierarchy, not something that he actively pursued. Which he actively does not like. I don't know why I wrote to. Okay, investigation. The Arcana is a 2, and
Okay.
the investigation is a 16. So it's maybe not.
Iona, are you doing an investigation too, or?
I do hope you're ready for me to blow your mind with this. You remember how you said I was good at this sort of thing? That's a 2 on the investigation, and then a 2 also on the Arcana.
Because Iolna's not proficient in Arcana.
No, it's his brain stuff. I was thinking.
What about you, Rafe?
Rafe is definitely proficient, but Rafe is not investigating the wall.
True.
What is Rafe doing while these two are looking around the wall?
Rafe is looking at the footprints to see when Sorknir's disappeared.
I would like you to roll investigation for that.
Should have had Yorick do the footprints.
That's not
Yorick's
bad,
good at
actually. That's an 18 for not being proficient.
I take it you are retracing all of your footprints to see if you can find where his stopped?
Yeah. She's just walking back to see what the heck happened to Sorknir.
You get all the way to the corner, you go around the corner, look down, and you can't see his footprints at all.
Oh.
As far as you can see.
Okay.
Of course, you're not going to walk 45 minutes back to the door to see if the footprints don't go all the way back, but
It's a ways back there.
you can't. Yeah, as far as you can see, you can't see his footprints at all.
Okay. Okay. Rafe comes back. Any luck on the door?
I don't know. We were looking.
You did find kind of like a seam, but you did not find how to open it.
See, it opens. Look, Rafe, look. See, it opens. There's a thingy.
Rafe will attempt to open the door, I guess.
Roll an Arcana investigation check.
This is why. I have teammates.
Arcana 19.
An investigation.
21.
Oh,
Haha. Okay, you actually find all 3 triggers to open the door.
ooh.
Okay.
There is a coin, a set of black antlers, and Yggdrasil.
Okay.
But there are also 2 other signatures that make you think that they could also be connected to the door. A wolf's head and a hammer. An anvil.
We know what the wolf's head means.
Romulus,
Right.
who is kind of making us go track down his weapons and armor. That was our plan, and then it got sidetracked by everything.
So Rafe just pushes the buttons to open the door.
Okay.
Oh, like all 5 of them. Even if it takes, telling Yolna, push that one and that one while I do these 3. Kicks one with her foot.
Roll a
push 'em too.
D100, Rafe.
Uh,
Okay.
Keep in mind, Rafe is just do shit until something works.
Yeah.
I want to see if you actually managed to do it.
I see it. I rolled a 27.
Okay. Maybe that's
One
good.
sec.
Ooh. GM is doing math behind the scenes. That is, yes, our secret keeper, I believe, is the term. They usually tell us
More than 30-point difference between our rolls.
That happens. It's D100s.
No.
Yeah.
I have a 15-point differential thing for succeeding.
Okay.
Roll a d20.
This might be good.
17.
Oh dear.
Rafe has another solution if this doesn't work. So just show
Okay,
me.
it works. But you also hear so the 3 symbols like the face-up coin, the black antler, and the Yggdrasil light up a bright, blinding blue. But the other 2 symbols light up a deep, deep crimson red.
Okay.
That's generally, well,
And you hear a lot of skittering.
Okay.
that's not good. Oh dear.
The door opens,
That's good.
but you hear skittering from past where the runes stop.
Okay.
Okay. Rafe goes through the door.
Okay. York was gonna follow Rafe and pull an axe. I don't even know which axe it is. If it's our axe or if it's
roll a d6.
okay. Just gonna grab one of the axe. Just grab for an axe. 1. So it's the number 1 axe, whichever one that is.
That is the axe of office.
Okay, good. Good.
The splitting axe.
Yep. Gotcha.
Like
Official.
that was the magic axe that splits into like 8 pieces.
Okay. Hopefully.
Or it's kind of like Dropnir from Norse mythology, which like every so often it could split into like 1,000 gold rings.
Uh-huh. So I can summon 8 axes maybe if the conditions are exactly right.
Yeah. Well, it splits in like you can have it become like that one can make 8 more axes every X amount of time.
Gotcha. Good to know if I ever need 8 axes. But for now, we got 1, and it is.
And they're throwing axes too.
Oh, that's actually that's helpful for throwing axes.
The one you grabbed was the one that got you guys through that barrier.
Excellent. It's a good one to have. Okay.
Okay. So we walk down the hall. What we walk down.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and right on the other side of the door is the symbol of a mirror floating.
Okay, there you
Kind
are.
of waiting for you guys.
It's good. Hey, all right. Yona, you're coming?
Oh, goodness, yes. How could I say no to an open door? I mean, it's open now. And it wasn't a moment ago. I have to go through it.
Yeah, your 2 options are go
thing.
through the door or wait for the skittering to approach.
There is that too.
Skittering? What skittering? I don't hear any skittering.
Roll perception.
No, Rafe hears it. She just doesn't care.
I know. I'm being funny. I'm like, if you're being serious, I would have known you were being serious.
Oh.
Nope, Rafe just keeps walking down the path.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
This is a very narrow hallway.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so single file.
Yes.
Okay, Rafe went through first. York's in the middle. Yona's in the back.
How tall are you, Yorick?
6. Oh, I actually have this written down. York is 7'11".
You would have to crouch.
Okay, fair. It's
Or at least bend over because the ceiling is also low.
okay, fair. Yeah, York is okay.
It's not like you go from a normal height ceiling to like right on the other side door. It's low. No, it sloped down.
Okay, York will gradually kind of hunch over. Okay.
And you guys continue on following the symbol.
Yeah.
This hall has considerably less corruption.
That's a good sign, right?
Hopefully.
It's still got the corruption on the wall, like the corruption moss, but it's less than in the main hall.
All right. Sure.
Noted.
You guys walk for probably another good 20 minutes or so before you reach a incline in the roof.
Okay. That
Meaning the roof, York can stand up fully.
okay. Well, that helps. A little. Okay. And
I take it that Yorick is probably just like stretching his back.
yeah, kind of a little bit up. Just okay. All
just
right.
kind of like, oh, it feels so good after walking crouched over for like 20 minutes.
I really need
Yeah.
how to cheat those.
And then you guys walk for maybe another 10 minutes, and the symbol floats into a wide open cistern-like room.
Cistern-like? As in it's got a big deep hole?
More like it is a big deep hole.
Okay.
You guys are on the floor of the hole.
Oh, so we look up and we see nothing but a giant tube going up.
Oh, goodness me.
More like it's like a giant. You walk into the hall is kind of like in the side of on the bottom of a bowl.
Why do I feel like this is an oubliette?
What's an oubliette?
Oh,
A place you put someone to forget about them.
yeah.
A confinement prison for
No,
a
an
really powerful
oubliette.
being.
An
Maybe.
oubliette. It's
Yeah.
a very specific thing. It's a French term.
Yeah. There's also a really good song by Ruin and Lark called Pancake Oubliette, which is not anything like this, but it's a different usage of the term, and it is a good song. Oh, dang it.
No, that would be a trapdoor in the ceiling that's the only entrance.
Oh,
Sometimes. Not always. Sometimes there's passageways in and out to provide food and yeah.
An oubliette were often used as a brutal torture and execution method, and were a featured part of castles.
yeah.
Yeah. Like there was a bishop of Cologne that was thrown into basically an oubliette prison in Dusseldorf, Germany once.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it wouldn't the thing in under Jabba's palace technically be an oubliette?
No, because you're getting eaten.
Yeah, oubliette's the slow, painful starvation and insanity, misery, not big, giant, scary thing in there. They throw a
with
big,
that
giant, scary
said,
thing
though,
in
of
with you.
course, the
That's a
construction of the
that
word,
is
the
something
grammar of
very
the
different
word
than an
oubliette
oubliette.
does imply a much larger and more imposing oubli. So,
Yes, it does. Sometimes you'll see oubliettes presented as a single little shelf on the edge of a cave, a giant, collapsible column, and you wake up over there and you have to figure out how to get off.
Yeah, so pretty much it's like you're in the bottom of a giant bowl.
Okay.
So wait, is this like when are we gonna get drunk by one of the gods?
No, hopefully
You
not.
take the bowl and you just go.
Well, okay. A caldera, like an indoor. Oh, caldera. Okay.
Caldera.
Yeah, but it's got enclosed, right? We're dipping down into the slope down, and it's kind of in a pit. We're going downward as the ceiling isn't going taller. We're just going down.
No, you guys are at the bottom of the
Right, because we went
caldera.
down. Right, because we went down, and now we're at the bottom.
So the passageways opens at the bottom or the top of the bowl is the question.
The passageway didn't go like this. The roof went like this, not the path.
So wait.
The roof got lower when you entered the side tunnel.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And then before you exited the side tunnel, the roof went up.
So it's an upside down bowl.
No, you're in the bottom of the bowl.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
but-
So that's what we wanted to confirm is we were at the bottom of the bowl.
Yes,
just
I'm saying the passageway. The
Didn't
passageway
slope down.
didn't slope down. The roof sloped down and then sloped up.
Sloped up.
The roof, just
Yeah,
the roof
sloped
of the
up
passageway.
Instead of the
It wasn't the
path
floor
going
that went
down.
down. It was the roof.
Roof went up. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then it just opened. It opened up into this big caldera-like thing.
Okay.
Huh.
Cistern. It's a giant cistern
Huh.
kind of thing. It's like a giant bowl with a lip around it, and then the ceiling, which is way high up. You can't see it clearly.
Okay.
There are a bunch of those golden symbols floating around up there,
Huh.
Okay.
giving this some sort of light.
Okay.
All right. Well, is there another exit somewhere around here?
Roll investigation.
Ooh, okay, we have to roll to leave. Okay, that's not good.
7.
You don't see one.
Okay.
In which case, since there seems to be a lip up above us that I can see, Rafe is going to try and get to the lip.
I could just go up if you want, but I couldn't carry anyone. I suppose I could take a rope up?
Yeah, that might be
Yeah.
helpful. Yeah.
You could do what?
Leonins have climbing abilities or some sort?
Well, no, not like this, but
Oh, you can turn into any kind of creature, right? You can just turn into like a thingamabob and just walk up the walls, or a spider,
Or
or
a bird and fly.
oh
I'm
yeah,
not
that
high
that
enough level to turn into anything with a flying speed.
You can turn into a hawk.
Not if it's got a flying speed.
That makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, no, you don't get. I think it's 6th level you can start to turn into flying creatures.
Okay. Okay.
but you can turn into can fly or
It
climb,
could be
right?
a spider, yes.
This could be a spider, climb up the wall. Sure. Go for it.
But
Yeah,
a spider couldn't take the rope,
Yes, the spider can take the rope. That's kind of how this works.
right?
Yep.
But isn't a spider small, or is it like a really big spider?
I have very large spiders in my arsenal, yes.
Okay, yes, big spider who's big enough to carry rope, because small spider's too small to carry rope, and then we have
Yes.
okay, spider big enough to carry the rope.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah, that should do the job.
Oh wait, no. As the new wild shape rules, no
No.
limitations on whether a creature can fly or swim.
Are you gonna let us use the
respect,
2024
we
version?
didn't update to the new rules.
Yeah, we're staying with 5e 2014. We're not going to 5.5 2024.
Okay, okay.
Like,
We've
if you
only
wanna
got like
do
four.
that, you
This
can.
is like 3.5 sessions left after the, that are left right now. We're not switching.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. I can like. I would just say like technically.
Yeah, fair. But that's we're gonna do it.
Yeah, no, the
Level
movement
8.
is restricted.
It's
in
level 8
2014
as of the
version.
2014. It's level 8.
Yeah, see, when you first start wild shaping, you can't even turn into anything that swims.
Yeah, it's just weird. Sometimes that's just weird.
All right. But spider. Okay, big spider. High on that spider. I'll pet little head. Just okay.
Rafe does not look at the spider, by the way.
Understandable.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Rafe will look at and fight giant spiders. She doesn't want to look at one right now.
That's fair. Okay.
Now that I
wait.
think about it, I don't really even need to take a rope up. There is this whole web thing, but
The web
you
is
take the
sticky.
rope.
I want to get sticky.
No, not.
fair
It
enough.
Spider,
takes
can you
forever to
please?
get out of the fur.
Yeah. I could have gotten Emirian to do something clever, but we got Yolna spider, so we're good. Okay.
Spider Yolna.
Spider Yolna. Okay. Get the rope up and pass
Roll
it
a
down.
d20, Yolna.
Ooh.
Just standard.
Athletics.
Lucky
Yes.
number 13 if it's a pure D20.
Athletics.
Oh, athletics.
Giant
That's a
spiders.
weird
Do giant
one.
spiders have athletic stats?
well, it-
yeah, they potentially do. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Everything
if they have a
can.
better than 10 strength score, then they get a bonus, right?
Yeah. Let's see.
It's also like the spiders has weird abilities and
Strength
things too. So
14.
That's true.
Giant spider athletics. Giant spiders are proficient in athletics.
Hey,
so
hey,
that
there
would
you go.
be an 18 total.
Okay. Okay. You are able to start climbing, but this is a rather large cistern. I would like you to roll a D100 for a chance of making it to the top.
Sure thing. And sorry, just for clarification, giant spiders don't have proficiency in athletics. I do, but on the D&D Beyond thing, it translates my proficiencies onto the creature's sheets.
and it does.
Ah.
It always will, because regardless of whether the creature's proficient, your proficiency remains.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. That's actually really clutch.
That would be a 34.
Roll a D20.
Okay. Is there a modifier or just plain?
No, it's just a plane. It's a success. It's a second round success.
Okay.
That would be lucky number 13.
Huh.
Your die was absolutely dedicated to making you say 13.
Yeah, you make it up to the lip,
All right.
but there is a problem.
Okay.
Oh, no.
The lip is rather small.
Ooh.
It's not like 6 inches across. It's more like you have to walk sideways along it.
I mean, it's skinny, but like,
Okay.
Iona is also currently a giant spider.
Fair.
Yeah, she's about 10 feet long, yeah.
she's
Yeah.
fine. It's the other two of us.
Well, attaching the rope's going to be tricky. Well, unless she holds the rope with one of her like feet and then rubs herself up.
There's ways to do it. The question is
How
there
is
any
Iona gonna do
other
it?
the other spaces?
Well, skittering around up here, is there anything to even anchor a rope to?
The walls are. Ooh. Oops, wrong one. I accidentally grabbed my D8 instead of my D100. Single number die.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, there is and there isn't. The few pitten loop things that are up here are look extremely fragile.
Yeah, but my adventurer's pack has pittons in it.
True, but the pittons are on the ground and Yona's up in the.
You
If we
attach it
thought
to
of
the
that
other end of the
before-
rope and you go foom, and up it goes.
Sure.
Anyway, is there even an exit up there?
Yeah, that's the question.
That's a good
That's
question.
the biggest question. Is there an exit up there?
Roll an investigation, Iona.
Oh, this should go well. This is the third 3 I've had so far this session.
I thought you had 2 2s before.
True.
Did I?
Yeah, 2
Oh,
2.
well,
Yeah.
either way.
Right, 2 2s in a row. And I had a 2 as well on the Arcana. 'cause
Yeah,
none
you
of
had
us
an
could figure it
investigation
Yeah,
out.
that's right.
arcana 2s.
Yeah, you had 2 on the investigation, 2
Well,
on the
then
Arcana.
slightly
I
better
had
than last
the
time.
2 on the Arcana, but the 16 on the investigation, so I found the lip bit, and then Rafe rolled well on both of them and figured it out. Because Rafe's the smart one of this party.
Smart
Yeah.
one. Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Rafe's the magic-y one.
Well,
I
yeah.
mean, to be fair, I do have an int of +3.
Yeah, Rafe is the smart one.
Rafe is
George
also
has
just average in all of her stats.
Yeah.
As in, they're all but one of them are the exact. All but the 2 of them at the extremes are the exact same number.
Yeah. Yorick has decent strength in Dex and Con, and really good charisma, but the intelligence and wisdom are about as low as our Secret Keeper would let me roll. Basically, had me re-roll and not have any low ones. So,
Off we go.
basically,
All
off
right.
we go. Yes.
Rafe will climb up the rope. If
Okay.
Yolna's holding it, can't anchor it anywhere.
Mhm.
Rafe will climb up the
Yeah.
rope.
All right.
Rafe is small, not that heavy.
True. Probably better to start it with Rafe and then get Yorick up in case it breaks. Because
Well, putting Rafe up there would let them put a pitten in.
Right,
Yep.
which would then
I can
Which
anchor a
area?
pitten. That's the whole point.
Okay, roll. That would be athletics, right?
Yes, it would.
Roll an athletics check.
You got this, Rafe.
Rafe cannot get up the rope.
Oh no.
What'd you roll?
My total is a 1. I rolled a 1.
Oh no.
I'm gonna
Rafe has no
say you
no
get like
bonus
10
number.
feet up, and then you lose your grip and just like rope burn.
It's slide. It's a wall. It's a sloping bowl. She just
Yeah,
rolls
you
down
you
the
catch
bowl.
rope burn on the way back down.
Rafe. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Huh. Do you want me to try? The only problem is I'm heavy.
You weigh 3 times what I do. I know.
Well, maybe I can use that on my shoulders. And
Look. You can always try the fastball special.
I could try and like launch you up, and then I can catch you if you fall. So
Fastball
you can
special.
grab it, and then you wouldn't have to go the bottom part. Do you want to try?
Sure. Let's try that.
Okay.
Roll acrobatics, Rafe, and Yorick, roll
Athletics?
strength.
I mean,
Athletic?
that's athletics. I mean, throwing people is athletics.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
But,
the ability to get Rafe all the way to the top.
Right. And athletics is strength based. So
Oh yeah, roll athletics.
okay. Good. Okay. That's a 17.
Okay, and Rafe, roll acrobatics.
I got an 18.
Okay.
I fly
I'm
through the
also
air with
prepared
the
to catch
greatest
Rafe
of
if things go
ease.
sideways. I don't know what roll that'd be, but I am.
And you actually land rather well on such a small ledge for someone with such large feet.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Rotate your hips and they go bing.
I can't see you because I've got my phone sideways and it only shows one picture.
Oh.
Feet going sideways.
Okay.
They go bing.
Oh,
Okay.
wait, never mind. There we go.
So, Rafe is up here. Does Rafe see the pittons?
The ones that were in the wall that are very fragile, yes.
Like why do they look fragile? Do they look like they're crystal, glass, rusted metal, rotting metal? What?
It's not the pittons themselves that are the problem.
Okay.
I shouldn't have said fragile. I should have said precarious
Okay.
Okay.
because of the walls.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's a thing I can actually help with. I can shore up a wall with webs, no problem.
There's that.
The walls are porous as fuck.
And when
Huh.
you say porous, do you mean like lava? Like hard lava stone porous? Or are we talking like somebody drilled holes in them porous? What?
We're trying to remember what that brittle stone was.
Miss.
Which brittle stone?
The real porous one. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Pumice. I'm thinking
That one.
Pumice?
pumice.
Pumice.
Yep.
The old soapstone. Yeah. One of the variations on soapstone where you could scrub yourself with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's real crumbly looking. Like they're it's almost like someone tried to climb up here and the pitten like
Okay. What's
came out of the wall, and the walls are also very like I'm guessing Iona is also holding onto the wall.
well, spiders do, yes.
Yeah, or webbed yourself in.
It's
or
kind of the
something.
deal.
I'm not sure if you're standing on the side of the bowl or holding onto the wall. That's what I'm wondering.
Like the whole wall is this all the way up?
Yeah, the walls are pumice.
Huh.
As high up as probably a good 80 feet.
Wait, that means that someone was here before to put the screwy pit someone else tried to climb this wall before.
Yeah.
That's-
Okay. So Rafe has a few ideas.
Okay.
So opposite myself, or at least far enough away that I won't be hurt by it, Rafe can cast Shatter to break the stones apart. Because if they are not load bearing and they are weak, they will shatter.
I think they'll shatter even if they're load bearing. That's just a really bad idea.
Well, no. It's very specifically loose items or weak walls that don't, because if it's load bearing, it's literally not listed in there unless it's the DM fiat.
The DM what?
Fiat.
Means you decide something's true and we have to agree by it because you're, the secret keeper and in charge of the game.
Yeah.
Okay,
Game Master
so
fiat is kind of a thing.
So if I wanted to, like, even if that wall was load bearing, and I still wanted to let you shatter it,
You could
screw yourself over.
I was in a campaign in that was set in some. We'll just say it was Fallout New Vegas-esque world.
Sure.
So post-apocalyptic.
My character shattered all the load-bearing supports of the second floor of a prison administration building, collapsing on top of herself and a bunch of the prisoners who had rioted and taken control of the prison.
Dang.
Okay, what was your character?
She was a bard.
Huh.
Bardic Secrets, College of Lore. I get all kinds of spells.
Oh yeah.
Fireball, shatter.
I think I'm just gonna make it. I think next time I run a campaign, I'm gonna say no seducer bards. Any other kind of bards are allowed.
I
Fair.
wasn't a seducer. She was ace.
No. That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
like,
if you play a bard, you have to agree.
shenanigans like that. Shenanigans like that are the kind of bard I like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The seduce the dragon bards I hate.
No.
She tried to convince them to, listen to her, and when they threatened her life instead of listening, she took down the building.
Shatter.
There you go. That's
TPK.
what-
And
Okay,
another
the
one later
building.
on.
Yeah. I think last time I played a bard, it was
Oh yeah,
the party's emotional support setting. But okay, yes.
yeah. So she
I
can
am
cast
going
Shatter. That's a thought. Obviously, it might not be the best thought. So she,
roll
before she does anything, before she does anything, she's standing up here. She looks at Iolna and says, how high up does the pumice go? Does this stone go? Since I can hold on to the rope and Iolna can go higher.
Let me find out. I'll keep on moving up as far as I can.
Okay.
How long is the rope?
Well, that particular one is a 50 feet.
Okay. Do you have another rope?
Yeah, she does. And that one is also 50 feet.
So
Do you have
time
another rope
together.
beyond that?
No, she does not.
You're shit out of luck.
No. How high up does it go?
Above the lip, 80 feet.
80 feet above the lip. That's fine. We can work with that.
The walls of the bowl are at least 50.
Yeah, we can work with that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
not
it
too
doesn't have
bad.
to go all the way to the bottom to get to York. It just has to go 7 feet from the bottom.
But we can
10, 'cause
also
York
we
can
can
jump.
also work with that because I've got a piton. I've got a small hammer to go ding 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 and loop it through the pittons that are there, put my own pittons in, and tie it off on the pumice to get Yorick up to this level. That's how that works.
Yeah, that's rock climbing for you.
It is. You can climb pumice. It's not easy, but you tie through the rope, through the rock, through multiple pittons. This is what I have been told.
Yeah, it's not the best idea, but if it's all you got, it's all you got.
So
That's
you
scary.
climb the rock.
Iona, I would like you to. Oh wait, actually, Rafe.
Uh-huh.
How big are you? And Iona, how big are you?
As a spider, about 10 feet.
Wraith is 5 feet before the ears. And
Okay.
she's
Before
tiny.
the ears. Okay. I was just trying to figure out if something like because something crossed my mind and I was like, wait, no, I can't tell you to do that. You have to choose to do it on your own. I just wanted to know how big you guys were. That would, to see if my idea would work.
It would, but I don't have a high enough strength score.
Yeah. Spiders don't have one of those.
Okay. Do you even know what I was thinking?
You were going to suggest that they could use me as a mount since I'm a large creature and they're medium?
No.
Hmm.
I was gonna suggest they use you as a step stool.
No. Spiders aren't that sturdy.
Yeah.
Even the large ones aren't that sturdy.
Yeah.
Using
Or a
Yorick as a step
springboard,
stool, sure.
at least.
Yeah, I was
Or
going to
Yorick
say
is a
better
step
off
so you can
with
get to the point where
So
because there is a couple handholds about 30 feet up
like somebody
that
carved in,
seem to have
like,
been placed. Yeah. It seems like they were creature made, like humanoid made.
okay. Well, we'll get Yorick up here and we'll
All
see
right.
what we can find.
Let's do it.
I mean, the Ymir symbol is still
It's floating in the middle of the room, like level with the lip.
okay. So let's get
So
Yorick
it's
up to the
floating
lip.
dead center. It's floating dead center in this room
We'll get
in the
Yorick
air.
up to the lip.
on the lip, like over the lip, like over the middle of the bowl, even with the lip. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
What are you gonna do?
Getting Yorick up to the lip.
Yeah, Rafe's
No,
gonna
I mean,
put the rope in his
I know you decided that, but I'm asking. Tell me what you're doing.
All right.
Well, I told you I'm tying it off in multiple ways, and then Yorick can climb up.
Okay. And I will,
Okay.
as
Yorick,
Rafe does that, I'm gonna square off my shoulders and try to climb.
roll a D100.
Okay. $19.
Okay, and Rafe, could you please roll a D100 too for your not skills?
That's a 22.
Well, or at least your not skills slash patent skills.
That's a 22.
Oh, not like KNO. Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yorick, roll a athletics.
Okay. That's a nat 20.
You spider up that rope.
Okay, got this. Let's do it.
You pretty much go like.
I mean, sure, why not?
Okay.
You're leaning away from the wall, the side of the bowl and just go, just climbing up.
All right. Okay.
You make
I'm
it
here.
up to the lip. Now comes the next problem.
I'm very big and the lip is very
Standing on
narrow.
it. Yes.
Okay. I would say with the athletics check, I just gotta cling to the wall, right? And keep my feet and don't look down. I mean, York's not is big, but I think if I put my feet outward, like bow them out.
So back to the wall.
Yeah, back to the wall. Yes, and then but reaching out like behind, to grab, to hold, as best I can. Actually,
I would kind of recommend it facing the other way.
yeah, I was gonna say. No, I'm gonna cling to the wall and cling
Like facing in
yeah,
to the wall
facing in.
instead of
I
away
was
from the
gonna
wall
say
because
facing in was
that would be
It's
very
hard.
awkward to try to grab the wall
from
backwards.
behind. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna face in and just grab. Just grab. Okay.
That's why when people are like clinging onto the sides of buildings, they're so like when they're like this, they're freaking the frick out.
Okay.
Because it's a very bad way to be clinging onto the side of a building.
Yep. Okay. Rafe. Okay. What are we doing up here? What's the plan?
So
I'm up
Rafe
here.
is going to turn and look at the symbol. Is it still in the middle or has it gone up?
It's just floating there.
Still in the middle.
Oh, there's also a bunch of corruption on the stone, not the pumice, above it.
Like
Okay.
100 feet up.
80.
80 more feet. Okay.
80 feet above the ledge.
Okay.
The pumice goes from the ledge 80 feet up.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. He's kind of digging his, fingers. They're kind of clinging with the fingers dug into the wall. Just
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, you're freaking making your own handholds.
Yeah.
Without tight you're gripping it.
Yeah. And eyes kind of half closed. Okay, Rafe. Do we have a plan?
Yeah, well, I mean, my plan was to get up to this level because that's where your dang symbol is floating.
Oh, right. Is it floating anywhere within reach of me now?
Uh-uh.
Of course not.
I mean, do you need Iolna to make some webbing you can walk on?
Can she do that?
I can
What's the
certainly do
tensile
that.
strength of giant spider silk?
Spiders are really good actually. Spider
It's
silk
better
is really
than
good
it's
tensile.
better than equivalent size steel wire.
Yeah, it's just still ours to
I
be
was
bigger.
I know. I'm saying like I wonder what the tensile strength of giant spider silk is. I
I mean,
was
if
just
it's
being
anything like
facetious. I was
regular
being
spider silk,
facetious.
it's
It's
gonna
going to be the same as, better than
Just bigger.
It's going to be the same.
Just bigger.
Just bigger.
Well, isn't tensile strength it's measured per width, right?
It's weird. I don't fully understand it, but every time they measure spider silk, everything they do with it, it's better than steel of
Yep.
the same size.
Right.
Physics,
Yeah, like,
architecture, biology. What's one of those?
It's weird. Spider silk has weird biology.
Okay. All right. Get us across. If Yona will lay out a web across the bowl for us. I mean,
Is Iona gonna play Weaver?
Certainly. It's about time I
Yeah.
got a chance to flex my creative muscles.
Okay. Yona's gonna web up the place so we can go across, or
Yeah,
no?
Iona, I would like you to roll an acrobatics.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Because in my opinion, a spider spinning is an acrobatic thing instead of an athletics thing.
No, you're definitely not wrong, because it would have to involve, especially in a circular room, it would involve having to move back and forth across the area to...
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. So that is going to total out at 19.
Okay. Now roll a D100.
Okay. 79.
Ooh, you get 79% of the web done before your wild shape runs out.
It takes 4 hours?
Yeah, that seems
I
ridiculous.
thought you had an hour.
No, it's hours per level of class.
But also, think about it. The wall, the bowl is 50 feet from ledge to bottom,
Um.
and it is like a gentle slope bowl.
Right.
Yeah, that doesn't really matter that much. I mean, unless you're telling me it takes 20 minutes to walk to the other side of the bowl every time, it's just going to keep getting faster by, the connections across and looping things.
I mean,
And
even if
it
it's
doesn't
only,
even have to be a full-sized web.
That's true.
yeah,
enough,
even
yeah.
if you can only get 75%, we don't need much more than that, right? Just
Yeah, funnel web instead of a traditional.
Yeah, we can do
Yeah,
different.
it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a perfect web. It's just gotta be something that Yorick
Yeah,
can
I was
walk
gonna
on.
say, yeah, it's probably gonna be if you come up 75%, I can work with that.
79.
Perfect. That should work.
Yeah, it doesn't need. It's by complete. I mean, like it's serviceable.
That works.
Because I feel like Iona would have had to go over it a couple times just to just like I feel like Iona would be like, I want to doubly share. It was like go over it a couple times.
All right. Let's do it. I'm ready.
So yeah, Iona gets that done, and Yorick, I would like you to. I would say this would be athletics, right? Or this would be acrobatics.
I would ask for athletics.
Okay.
I mean,
In my opinion, it could be either one.
depends on how you do it.
I'm gonna do it in a more athletic-y way because York's not exactly delicate and good at the acrobatic bits.
Sure.
That's a 11 total.
Ugh.
Yeah, not great.
Roll percentile.
1%, like 001.
So yeah, a 1% chance to succeed. Double. Well, no. Yeah, you got 1% to. You got 1% of a 1% chance to succeed.
Or 1% chance to fail, either way, depending on how the Secret Keeper wants to rule.
Oh,
Unless you also rolled a nat 1 on a D100, which is not impossible, just improbable.
100.
Uh-huh.
All zeros.
All zeros. That's a roll. That's a dichotomy of rolling. Does that work in our favor or not in our favor?
1 sec. I have to roll this because that's the first time I've gotten that specific roll in when I've been set this. I had something for it. I just didn't think I would get that.
If not 100, then okay.
Yeah. Okay. Seven. A 2. 5. 11 and a 4. Okay, so that's okay. We have our answer. It's not graceful.
Okay.
You fall over a few times, get stuck a few times.
That's...
But there's also kind of not a miasma, but like a heavy feeling to the room as you start crossing.
Okay. So,
like once you step out onto the web, the air around all of you feels heavy.
okay.
Okay.
That's not good. All right. My plan is as if possible. I know it's not graceful, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to get to the middle and just stare up at the Mirian symbol and hope that Amir does something to help me because I don't know what to do. And Amir is he's been on my side so far. He even helped me show up and didn't even get mad when I ice blasted him. So maybe he'll help.
That skittering sound from earlier.
Oh, right, that.
It's very faint, but you can hear it.
We didn't close the door behind us, did we? Right. Well, it is what it is. Hopefully, it won't get to us before Amir. I don't know what Amir's going to do
Uh,
when I get out to the middle after all of the false starts.
I would like Yara, I mean Rafe and Iona to roll. Rafe roll an Arcana. Iona roll a
Nature.
nature. Thank you. I was drawing a blank. Thank you.
How bad is it?
Not
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
Just what was that again? 6, right? Yeah. There it is. Okay. So yeah. 15.
Okay, and Iona.
That's a 9 on my end.
Oh,
One of us had to fail. It was just
what was your oh wait, I can't figure out if we've ever had a race roll for Iona.
Leonin. Yeah, I don't think we've ever had a Leonin specific role.
I think there was one once when we needed to cross the desert.
Oh yeah, no, Rafe. Wrong person, Rafe. We have a Heron guy. We have an environment roll.
Okay.
Because you're in your home environment. So advantage.
Oh, okay. So I roll again.
Yes.
Well, that's much better. That is a 24.
Ah, yes. You can feel you can like just from the arcane signature you're picking up when you heard the skittering. You know that these creatures are aberrant.
Oh no.
They're like seeing Iona sitting in the corner of a room in a house. Where the day before there was just a tiny little daddy long legs.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Like these don't like you can tell that the arcane signature of these things is not the way it should be.
Okay.
That's not good.
And yeah. What exactly are they doing here? Like
they are swamp scarabs.
They're swamp scarabs. Okay. And where exactly are they?
They're coming from the tunnel you guys came from.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's far enough down. She shatters it.
Oh, gonna bring down the roof on him.
No. It's 20. It's a 20 radius sphere. So it's a 40-foot sphere. So centered. And then it gets 20 feet from that center to hit things. Right? So she can drop it at the entrance to that tunnel. And 20 feet into the tunnel will take well, if she heightens it, it'd be more, but hang on. I can never remember. I think it's 3d8. Is it 3d8? Yeah, it's 3d8, and if I cast it up, I add 1d8 levels to it.
1d8 per level.
Uh-huh. And it's a level 2, and she can cast a level 3 spells, so she could do 48 damage down there. But she's not going to. She's
Storm sorcerer?
No, you're thinking of Yorick.
I'm not personally close enough right now to any of them to trigger any of my special abilities.
Wait, are you the one with lightning spear, or is that Yorick?
Spear, I have like solid chain lightning, but I have to be within like 30 feet of one of them to trigger.
Yorick just had Shock and Grasp as the only lightning spell I got.
I thought one of you guys had an advanced lightning spear. Because lightning spear was a base form, and then it evolved into.
That's Yorick's thing.
I have Thunderwave and Shock and Grasp. And
Like there's lightning. Infinite. You gave me this infinite fury thing, but it's calling
right.
down lightning, and that means it has to go through us.
Oh, right.
So no, she's just going to shatter in the hallway because it'll be easier.
Okay, wait. Wind
It's a
speaker.
smarter move. She's not she's not always ADHD and impulsive.
Yeah.
Whew.
Oh yeah,
The downside's to mental illness.
lots of them.
So she casts shatter. It will take
Let's do
out 20 feet down, 20 feet from the center point, which would be right at the entrance in all directions. It blasts things with 3d8 damage. That includes anything in that hallway. They do get a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, there you go.
Because you're just smacking them in the chest with massive concussive force.
Yeah, that tracks.
It's like standing right where thunder starts. It's right. You get smacked with it. That's effectively what it is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the dice gods are not smiling on you guys today.
Did they pass
boy.
their saves?
No, I rolled a D100.
Oh,
Well, that happens. Life is life.
What
Bad luck,
Again,
Yorick.
again,
You'll be
top
fine. You
roll.
can just keep climbing.
No, again, a top roll.
oh,
Your shatter doesn't affect them, it affects the room.
It has to affect
Oh.
them. It has to affect them. There's no other choice. Because the
Well, yeah,
spell
it's an
affects
aimed
all
spell.
creatures.
yeah.
They weren't close enough to the spell
Oh,
point.
that
No.
fact.
I wouldn't be casting it if they couldn't see them. There'd be no point in casting it if I can't see them.
right. Yeah, it's if you're going to.
The moment they start coming out of that tunnel,
Oh, okay, that was the mistake I made. Okay, yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, you legit squash the first few, but
it's 20 feet worth.
these things are
if they're
about
spread
5
out.
feet.
They're also
Yeah.
probably spread out, I would imagine.
Yeah,
mean,
well,
they might
They're
be.
5 feet long. That only gets like 4 of them.
Well, yeah, that's only if they're all going one at a time. They could also be on
Did
the
you
sides
forget
and ceiling.
Did you forget how narrow that
They could also be on
hallway
the
is?
ceiling.
And how
Either way.
short the ceiling was?
It's 16 damage down the tunnel.
16 within 20 feet
Yep.
of.
But that's still a few seconds of space and time to get
That's
something
true.
more done.
That's true.
You yeah, you get that, but also it affects the tunnel too.
And if it collapses the tunnel, it collapses the tunnel.
Structural
You
damage.
collapse that whole side of the bowl.
Okay. Do I see any more tunnels that I could follow?
And by collapsing that side of the tunnel, you weaken the pumice on that side of the
and
room.
at least
I mean, if the bowl collapsed completely, that was not made out of sturdy material in the first place.
also true. Does that make the web?
That tunnel was it collapsed the area right over where the tunnel was. Like that whole area just went.
Right,
Yep.
which cut the bugs out, but also screws with the web, possibly, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Depends on where it was anchored by Iolna. That's on her. So
yeah, fair, but York's on the web, so that's not good. Okay, what happens?
Even if it doesn't directly affect the web, it would affect Yorick's movement.
Yeah,
because it caused like tremors in the web.
Okay, that tracks.
happens.
Yeah, what happens?
I would like you to roll a athletics check, please, Yorick.
I'm not using this dice. This dice does not.
You decide to discard a dice and pray to the dice gods?
No, we're using.
No, that's what I'm saying. You decide to discard that dice and pray to the dice gods with a new dice. York?
You're muted again.
Try talking now.
I'm
Can't hear
not
you.
registering any sound from you. It's on your end. I have nothing in place.
I believe we're right at that point anyway.
It's very close, yes. We'll make sure that we get Lee back in and back into the system. But yes.
Yeah, I'm saying we're right at that, like, right before, like, right when Lee gets in, then we can, right?
Yeah, we can take our break. We'll take our break at that point. Yes.
Once Lee comes back in, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're right about there now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the other ramifications that's gonna cause.
That's yeah, that's what happens.
Because that tremor collapsed a bunch of pumice too.
Okay, I can hear you. Let me make sure. Hang on. Let me make sure I got you back in video because that's not loading right. Yeah, it does that. Hang on. Why are you not? There you go. Now we've got you back in. All set.
Hello,
All right.
everyone. Sorry about that nonsense. So
Yeah, Lee, we are going to take our break here.
Tell us what you got, and then we'll take
I got
a
a
break.
15 on the
Okay.
die, which is 19 altogether.
All right. We will be
Okay.
back in about 15 minutes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to All on the Table. I am still Jen Giggles, and we're still playing Artifacts of Romulus.
Cool.
Yes, so right before our break, our intrepid Jotun happened to roll a 15.
All right.
Which was enough to not be disturbed by the tremors of the web.
19. Okay, beautiful. Let's do it. All right. Okay. Ooh, careful. Careful. Rafe, don't collapse the tunnel on me.
You're not in the tunnel.
Yeah, but just all right. All right. And I'm keep going. I'm gonna go up to the little.
Also,
symbol.
I figured out the ramifications of the pumice over the tunnel collapsing.
Oh.
There's a landslide of pumice from over where the tunnel was that collapses down and takes out a portion of the web.
Figured. Okay. That's okay. I still got this.
And behind the wall is eggs,
Oh, of course there are. Okay.
but
Then we
not
can-
swamp scarab eggs.
Oh.
Okay.
That's all you can tell. You don't know what kind of eggs they are, but
I mean, do they look like giant spider eggs?
they're large, gray, and have a cross on one end.
No. No. I will not be a party to a horror campaign. Thank you very much.
That's not Ripley's eggs, right?
Yeah, that's
Face hugger.
that's the face hugger egg. Yeah.
Yeah, please don't be these guys. Don't
I
be-
like the
I'm
series,
joking.
no.
I was joking when I said they were face hugger eggs.
Yeah, no,
No,
we're not going to join an aliens campaign.
It's not aliens. It's not xenomorphs. It's not xenomorphs.
Not xenomorphs, good. But we don't know what it is.
They're gray, but they're kind of translucent. They're not like opaque gray.
Okay.
There's something curled in them.
Of course there is.
And they're not like sitting on the ground. They're behind, like they're like attached to the wall behind the pumice. Those behind the pumice.
Huh. That's interesting. We'll put a pin in that for later. Right now, I need to get to the center of the room.
And
And
touch the symbol.
yes, and like hope that
Try to touch
Amir
the
will-
symbol.
Yes. Touch symbol and see if Amir will throw us a bone or something.
Okay. Whew. Let's see. We have. Ah, crap! I forgot to pull out my dice.
You have to pull yours out. I never put mine away.
Yeah, it's true. I have a whole
103.
tray full of them right here. Ooh.
One.
That was a prize from backing a Kickstarter.
5.
I got this one from
7.
what's the one?
160.
Phoenix Dice.
Okay. There are 160 eggs.
Okay.
Okay.
That
is-
and out of those,
Statistics.
oops, wrong one. Uh, 27% of them are wriggling. The creatures inside them.
Okay. That's a good let him wriggle. That's okay for now. First thing I gotta do though is talk to Amir. What is Amir doing?
Uh,
Said a 19 was enough to get there.
yeah, 15 was enough to get there. Yeah.
Key, so I'm there. Does it do anything when I touch it?
You can't quite reach it
Okay.
because the web didn't go all the way to the center
Right. Am I gonna have to
on
jump?
the final pass.
Right. Am I gonna have to jump? Or maybe if I get the Amirian to long, we can I can Simba him up and he can reach a little bit more.
However you want to try to do it, let me know.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna say, hey, nice.
You're
and
gonna
long.
try to turn the Amirian into a pole, aren't you?
I'm gonna hold him up and see if he can't reach as best we can.
Y'all not just make a
Not
trampoline
up,
next
out.
time. We'll bounce out.
I'm
Out,
sorry?
toward it.
Yeah, out, not up.
Out. Okay, out. Yeah, I'm gonna get as far out as I
Yeah,
can.
straight out, and then
Yeah, I'm
like
gonna lay out as far out as I can. Hold the Miriam out as far as we can, and well, actually, if I lay flat on my stomach and keep nudging forward, then hold the Miriam out, and then maybe have him reach as far as he can.
ooh.
Yeah.
Well, roll a D100.
Okay. $43.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You can lay on your stomach and wriggle out there.
Okay.
Because you can actually reach it. Like the web does cover the whole of the top of the bowl, but to be
It's
able to walk
spotty,
on it, you couldn't.
Right.
You
Yeah,
couldn't
so
get
I
all the way
have
to
to-
center walkable.
Right. So I have to crawl.
Kind of
and
like army
then,
crawl across it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're on thin ice.
Right. Literally. And he's kind of muttering, all the little Emir of the snow, show us where we have to go. Emir of the ice.
Yeah, pretty much a prayer to Emir.
Yeah, all of the little prayers that they learned as kids, at the Jotun, they teach their children, all of them, any of them he can think of, just all of them, just constantly.
Yeah, as you are saying those prayers, it does start to pulse.
Okay.
and then you reach it, and you are actually able to touch it.
Okay. Gotcha.
And a sort of veil, like, pops up around the room.
Muir, can you help us? Please?
Well, there's a bunch of strange tentacle-looking symbols appear floating in the air in a starry void.
Okay.
What do they say?
Roll for
Why should I have to roll for that? I can read the language.
it. I'm joking. What I meant was roll for intent.
Oh.
For intent?
Oh.
Yeah, because those symbols can have multiple intents.
Okay.
How well can you parse the tonal variance?
I mean,
A D6, not a D20. D6.
D6. Okay.
I got a 2.
Okay. The gist of it is pretty much here lies the corrupted one,
Here lies the
the
corrupted.
bringer of blight.
The bringer of blight. Okay, sure. Sounds like the corrupted one is escaping because there's blight everywhere and corruption on the walls. Lovely.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Beware. Oh, there was another piece of it. Beware
Okay.
you travelers that try to contain it.
Where are you travelers? I'm not trying to contain it. Why would I contain it? I could kill it. What is going on? Oh my God. Is anybody there?
Roll history.
Just
Oh.
I have no screens right now for some reason.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm
Oh,
here.
that's weird.
No, I
I'm
can
here.
hear you all. I can
that's
see
good.
you all. I'm
Okay.
having the ability to broadcast a little bit. Hang on.
That would be a bit of a problem. Let me check something. Oh,
No,
hey.
no. It's not you. It's definitely on my end.
Okay. All right. I have the stream up, and it seems like it's working.
I got home. I had
So-
no idea another incident.
Okay. Okay, there we go. We're still live. We're still going.
Excellent.
I'm just down
Cool.
to 2 monitors at the moment. Hang on.
All
Gotta
right.
Rearrange those. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. Come on. Properties, display settings. Here we go. And swap positions there. Perfect. Apply. There. Now I have 2. Now I can move my mouse properly between them. Okay.
Hey.
All right. We are
So yeah,
still
Rafe,
broadcasting.
roll
Things are going
history
fine. Roll history.
History.
with your Harrigan roll.
Okay.
An extra bonus for.
So you have proficiency on this history.
I was already proficient with history.
Oh no, not
Excellent.
proficiency. My bad. Wrong one. Advantage on this.
Oh,
history
advantage
check.
too.
My bad. I meant advantage
There you
on
go.
this. Advantage on it because it's a Harrigan check.
Ah.
It was only 2 better than it would have been otherwise. I got a 24. I'm sorry, 22.
There you go.
Yeah. The corrupted one, bringer of blight, it was one of the illithid that your family had captured during the time of darkness,
Uh-huh.
and it was the only one they could not properly subdue.
Okay.
Oh.
Sure. Why not?
So they had to contain it.
Sure. That's fine. we did that, and it's getting loose, so we have to do something else.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Well, it has been like almost 1,000 years.
Yeah,
Well, that's fair
that
then.
happens. So yeah, Rafe is just gonna do what she usually does.
Hit it till it dies.
Uh-huh. She's good at that. She's a combat mage. It's kind of her shtick.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I tell everyone about this and say, hopefully after 1,000 years he's weaker and we can just kill him.
That would be ideal.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Plus, you
Kill him.
have whatever those super god knives or whatever they are now. Maybe that'll do something.
That was my hope too. That was my hope too. So
I'm not super familiar with these things. What eats them?
nothing.
Is a bear good?
I don't think anything eats them. I mean, except maybe a wolf god or an owl god.
Hmm.
Maybe
Owl
Eats
god,
what?
like- Oh, we know an owl god, right?
we know several gods, but that's
Eats
beside the
what?
point.
Yeah, the owl. I was gonna say specifically. um.
I must have missed something here.
You were
What's
looking
going
something
on?
up. So Iolna asked what eats them. She's not super familiar with them. And I said,
Eats what?
I don't know. Maybe a bear. Iolna asked if a bear god would eat them. And I said, I don't know. Maybe a wolf god or an owl.
Eats what?
Illithids.
Whatever
Oh,
the eggs are.
illithids.
What eats illithids?
Yeah.
I would think that illithids would give anything an upset stomach.
Yeah, I was gonna say they probably cause.
It's hard to say. Hard to say. So,
Alright.
what is so I explained all this to them, and Yolna had her comment, I had mine back, is that it is does Yorick get a hold of the symbol and get a blessing from his god? He was praying really hard.
Yeah.
When he touched the symbol is when the illithid stuff popped up.
Okay, well I tell him the rest of that.
Do you want me to stop it?
I don't think you can. Unless it's obvious you're praying. Rafe has a sassy comeback.
A bunch of the eggs bloom.
Okay.
Bloom as in hatch or
I
Like-
said they look like facehugger eggs, but opaque.
Okay.
Okay.
So the way that these eggs hatch is they bloom.
It bloomed.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, about 20 of them have bloomed.
Okay.
And out of them comes weird tentacle things.
Burn it all. Actually, how close am I to these eggs now? Since that was near the wall that kind of got damaged.
You moved?
No, I was always near the wall that got damaged. Rafe never moved.
Because you guys
You just
went up the wall
we just
across
said
from
we
the
went
tunnel.
up. I never said we went in up across from the tunnel. I just said we went up.
That's how I pictured it.
Okay. I mean, Rafe can move. She's got a fair speed.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably 200
Okay.
from you, like straight across.
Okay. Okay.
So if you want to pull some Herringon nimbility crap and try to book it across, you can.
I mean, Herringon aren't that much faster than anyone else. They're 30. Their speed is still 30. It's still not
Yeah,
good.
but
Nothing's going to get me close enough.
We're also not in initiative.
No, but each, if these things are going to do something, yeah, she'll just go around the outside edge. It's just as easy.
It just means that this thing's waking up.
Yeah. So, I mean, running across, I mean, it's 200, right? So
It's quite a bit farther going around.
Yeah. Well, I can always roll athletics or acrobatics, I should say.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll run a straight across. You want me to roll acrobatics?
Roll it.
Okay. Five.
Oh,
this one's really hard to read.
Also seems to not like you.
So I rolled a 5, and so 11.
Oh, not great. Not great.
Probably not even that high. Yeah, no, not that high. That's only going to be 8. 8.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, you get stuck on the web.
Ooh, get stuck.
You make it about 80 feet, and then you get stuck.
So Rafe hops out of her shoes.
Ha!
Oh,
I didn't even realize you were wearing shoes.
yeah.
Uh-huh. She's wearing shoes.
All right.
She dressed nice. She was on her way to a meeting. She was
That's
wearing
true.
shoes.
We were all like fancy dressed up.
I thought you were dressed swamp style, which was barefoot.
No, she's going to a meeting. You wear shoes.
Yeah, you have to look fancy.
Gotta look your best when you take a meeting.
Yeah, you have to look fancy.
True.
Probably like chunk heels, right?
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. Chunk heel and everything, just kind of like slipper. It's Southern Belle slip-on shoes kind of thing, but shoes.
Yeah.
Roll another acrobatics.
$22.
Okay, you definitely make it.
There we go.
You just rabbit it across.
Okay, I could.
Without the shoes.
Like shoes is a bad idea.
I'm where I need to be.
What are you gonna do?
Now that I'm right there, I'm going to use my chain lightning skill that you gave me, the chaotic solid lightning.
Ooh. There you go.
As long as there is a visual of the
Nice.
target,
Roll it.
this ability can't miss and deals 4d8 shock damage to each creature within 20 feet of one another in a form of chain lightning jumping from one to the next. Each creature can only be hit once per cast, and all those hit must be same overall species.
Okay.
So I guess
Wait, would the tentacles count as separate entities?
Do not know.
I would think
Because they come from separate eggs, but
Rafe thinks so. She's not sure what these are, but it looks like eggs hatching, so she's shocking them in a chain of which
it's
hit
kind
all
of like
the eggs.
it's kind of like sticking your tongue out of your mouth, kind of thing.
I'm sorry. You said they were eggs, and now it's like a tongue?
No, they're tentacles. But think of what an illithid looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But
So are you
Rafe
saying
thinks
there's
they're
only
coming out
one
of
illithid in all
eggs.
these eggs? Because otherwise they're separate creatures.
yeah, I was gonna say, is it
Yeah.
a hive mind or something?
Because unless this is all connected, like physically, and is the same creature, it's
Yeah, I would say even if they're a hive mind or something.
Rafe will shock them because she thinks they're separate creatures.
Right, they're going.
Okay, I wasn't. No, I mean because like, if it's Legion, does that count as separate creatures or?
Yeah.
I mean that's a hive mind. Yeah, I would say that the physicality.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it works. It works.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's a hive mind, then the physicality of it is still separate creatures, but the mental things they roll together. I would imagine, right? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. As a game master, I
Okay.
personally would roll hive minds, make
That's
wisdom or will
25
saves together,
damage
but
to each of them.
dexterity saving throws separate. Con or
There is no saving throw.
right, there's no saving throw, but I mean in the terms of like physical damage is separate, mental damage is together.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah.
If it's a hive mind, which I seem to think that this is from what I've gathered. If it's seems like it's a hive mind of some class, which is
You just shocked 160 Illithid spawn.
Well, the last time
Each
you
for
gave me
25 damage.
the last time I used this ability, I wiped out an entire fortress full of lizard folk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there wasn't this many.
So,
that's fair.
There's
Yeah.
gonna be 80 of them.
yeah. So,
You gave the rabbit massive powers. Good.
you give the
Okay.
PC a nuke. What is the PC going to do?
Press the big red button.
Yup. And the big red button is shock the Illithids. Okay.
You give the PC the nuclear football, they use the nuclear football.
Yep.
It's just
Yeah.
how it works. Yeah.
Yep. You gave.
Yeah, so the 20 or so of these things that popped out of the eggs, or their little homes, I guess is a good way to put it,
Yeah. If they're
make a
spawning.
sizzling sound.
Okay.
Ooh.
And you can see the other eggs, the liquid inside them evaporate.
Ooh.
Okay.
And you start to smell cooked meat.
Fried calamari. Okay.
You also hear in your heads the most gut-wrenching and terrifying screech
Yep.
of
Yeah.
pain.
I mean that tracks.
Okay.
As the 20 or so that had emerged already fall to the floor of the bowl
Okay.
and they bleed Eker.
Sounds great.
As in gold blood, not Illithid blood.
Gold,
God
Huh.
blood.
not blood.
God.
God blood. Oh. That's not good.
Nah, it's fine. Nothing to worry about. Happens all
What
the
does
time.
everybody else do?
I'm still kind of suspended on my stomach, clutching at prayer and trying to figure out what that did or didn't do. And
Even after Rafe pretty much just jumped right over your, like right through the rune to
yeah,
grab the.
well, yeah, if
to go
Rafe
do
went
that.
through that, I'm, yeah, if Rafe went through it, I'm just gonna kind of, well, all right. Here's the problem. I can't stand because we've established that spot is tricky for me to stand on. Can I? Okay, I can see these eggs hatching. All right, I'm gonna start.
And hear the pain screech in your mind.
Yep. Okay. Yorick is going to start crawling forward. Keep going. Just. I'm gonna. Can I send the Emirian because he's smaller and probably can like actually walk on this thing? Because I have a small little.
Yeah, she literally jumped she jumped over you from your feet to, past your head.
Her
Okay.
shoes are still behind you, though.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, you see what's going on. You can see what's going on.
Right. I'm gonna send the Emirian forward toward.
Did we give the Emirian a movement speed?
No, I have no. We never gave him stats. because I haven't actually told him to do anything in combat. I usually keep him stay close to me and don't do anything stupid. Is generally the
Yeah, I know.
rule.
And the Mirian's a non-combat friend, but
Yeah.
in
Actually,
this
then
case, it kind
probably
of needs a movement speed.
yeah, because I'm trying to send him. So we're basically I'm suspended on the web, right on, like over in
Yeah,
the
you're
middle of
about
this big
80
hole.
feet from standable web.
80 feet from anything where I could stand. Okay. And I have to crawl across that. Uh,
Which I think would half your movement speed.
yeah, that would be half the movement. And the eggs are,
Fried.
right. But I'm still trying to go toward them. I think just to, which would
Yes.
be, so I'm going in that direction at, I'm gonna tell the Miriam to go in the opposite direction, just away.
Okay.
So go that way, and I'm going to crawl toward the eggs at a half movement speed, which is movement is 30, right? So I would guess 30 feet. So I'm gonna 15 feet forward.
Okay.
And do I have anything I can do otherwise? Spells. What are my spells? What do I got?
So you get about halfway across where you can't stand.
Okay, that's a good start.
Because you were about halfway. No, you
Alright.
get, okay, let me rephrase. There was about 30 feet between you and standable area.
Okay.
The area that you can't stand is about 80 feet across.
Okay.
But you were about 30 feet into it, so you
Right.
or you had about 30 feet between you and the eggs
Right.
that you
30
can't
feet
stand. So you got
Okay.
halfway through that.
All right. I'm going to and the eggs doesn't look like they're alive anymore. Does it look like there might be some left?
Yes.
There shouldn't be. At 25 damage and it hits every creature continuously.
It wasn't a death rattle. It was
a screech of pain. Okay, I'm going to I know I can't do anything that impressive with lightning. I got other skill sets that don't help me here right now, but actually no, I
there's
have
still 140 of those things still alive.
Okay.
I hit every creature of the same general species, so that would hit every egg that is within 20 feet of another egg.
Yeah, but the 20 were out of the eggs already, so they weren't in their insulating liquid.
Oh,
liquid
they took
should have
more
killed-
damage
they-
if they hatched or hadn't hatched. Basically,
okay.
whether they hatched or not affected how much damage they'd gotten, how much the
Okay.
damage affected them, basically, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to I'm going to Amir's Breath. 15-foot cone of cold damage. Am I close enough to All right. You said I'm halfway, so that means I'm 15 No, that's not going to do any
You're
good.
15 feet from the edge of where you can't stand, but you still probably got a good 120 feet between you and
eggs.
like where you can stand.
Right.
Between you and the eggs.
120 feet between me and the eggs. Okay, I'm just gonna.
Plus, well, no, technically it's 135
Gotcha.
from where you are right now.
Okay, hang on. Let me check something with Misty Step. Right. 30. Okay. If I cast Misty Step, it's a bonus action. Okay, wait a second. I can move and have an action and a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and I can dash as an action to double my movement, right?
Yes.
So I can crawl 15 feet as movement, crawl another 15 feet as a
dash
action, and then use my bonus action to cast Misty Step and shoot me another 30 feet to somewhere I can stand closer to the eggs.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do that and burn a second level. That's down to 2 second levels. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna crawl. and be standing on part of the web. Still 60, so like 75 feet from the eggs, but on a standable portion, if I'm doing the math right. So I'm just
I
gonna
would
do
say
that.
so. Yeah.
It's math.
That's how I'm doing it.
Okay, Yona, what are you doing when you see and hear this?
Hmm. The thing is, I mean, Yolna really doesn't have any way to engage on a mass level like the rest of the people she knows. Pretty much the only thing she can do is run face first at an enemy and pounce on it. So
I'm gonna do it.
I didn't give you any special attacks?
we had a pretty long conversation about that, and what it really boiled down to is you really wanted me to use weapons and junk, and I turn into animals.
That's fair. That's kind of what does.
That's what
Yeah,
most
true.
druids do.
I forgot
Like, I'm way
about
tougher than your average moon druid, don't get me wrong. You gave me bonus hit points and armor class and stuff, but that also doesn't, it's great, it's fine, I'm not complaining. It's just not as flashy and dramatic.
Yeah,
No,
you're not.
no.
You're not a spell slinger druid. You're just a punchy druid.
Yeah,
Turning
pretty
to
much.
bear and clawed things.
That's what I mean. A punchy druid, one that uses themselves rather than spell slinger. So you're gonna try to
Yeah.
move towards the egg thingies.
Pretty much, yeah.
You get a
I
decent
What's your route of
speed,
attack?
or am I myself again?
What's your route of movement?
You're a
Uh,
Leonid, so it's 25. It's 35. You're 5 faster.
No,
40.
not movement speed. Route of movement.
Yeah, where are you exactly going?
Are you gonna go straight across? Or are you gonna go around?
Well, that depends. I'm not the spider anymore.
No,
No.
because
Okay.
because it took that long to make the whole webby that we had that whole
It ran out for making the web.
yeah. That's why there was a spot that I couldn't stand on.
Okay, that's what I needed to confirm. Thank you.
Are you going to stay as a Leonid, or are you going to turn into something else?
Yes.
All right. So for the moment, I'm going to move forward across the web as far as I can.
Okay.
And then for my action, I'll just go ahead and drop a Flaming Sphere spell in that hole. Let's say at 3rd level, since I can upcast now. It's, basically a big
hole?
ball of fire that floats around and
The
burns
whole
stuff
where
that's
the
near it.
eggs are exposed, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Sounds
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah. And then once that's done, I'll use the druid's bonus action to, let's say, a spider. Again, that seems important in this fight because we are high up in the air.
Okay.
Yeah, just regular giant spider. So,
I was
since
gonna say, did you want to be regular giant spider or poisonous giant spider?
I don't think I have that. I have two
Fair enough.
versions of spiders, and none of them. Oh, I do have a giant poisonous spider. What do you know? But it's slower.
Mm,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, regular giant spider is better.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So since I can't
Okay.
cast Golem in Wild Shape, generally the idea is that I cast a concentration spell and I just hold that concentration while I'm the animal.
That works out really well.
Tracks.
That's
Actually,
how that works for you.
poisonous giant spider. There could be some interesting things to do with that, I think. Clever.
Question.
Hmm?
With legendary / lair actions, do those are done on the lair turn? But is the lair turn the creature that has those actions, or is that a separate turn?
Lair is always last in turn order, but lair is a separate turn. Legendary actions are an additional action that the creature gets on its turn.
Yeah,
Okay.
lair actions are. Oh, does this thing have lair act? Oh, it has lair actions. Ugh. Okay.
Won't be my first time fighting something with a lair action.
No, I know.
Lair and legendary.
Of course it does.
Yeah, I killed a black dragon. It's fine.
We're gonna do it. It's gonna be okay. Yeah, mighty
No,
heroes
I'm,
chosen by the
I'm
gods.
joking. This particular character has not killed a black dragon.
Not yet, but
Oh no, that was a blood dragon.
Yeah.
oh
yeah,
right,
it was the
that.
blood dragon.
But
But you didn't kill that. You rescued its babies.
yeah, we are chosen by the gods. They have chosen us. I don't know why. They might have
Okay,
been a bad
y'all,
choice,
it
but-
is that time. Roll for initiative.
Roll initiative. Okay.
Yeah, and what happens next month when the dwarf is back? Does he just fall out of the ceiling?
You'll find out.
All right. Or he just got shunted forward and had to play catch up, or shunted around and had to play catch up, and he's gonna come charging in and oh dear,
Well, he made
Uh-huh.
it
Right
to
in
the
the
top
middle of
ages
a
ago. Don't
fight
you know
with
that dwarves are great at
where-
jumping?
and he's gonna be super confused.
No one tosses us. We're just good jumpers.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, with 15. I only have a +1. Noricus.
I find that interesting.
Hmm.
I rolled the same thing for 2
Okay.
of the rolls I had to do
Mm-hmm.
Happens. It
for
happens.
initiative.
Yeah, they just go right next to each other.
Yep. What are you guys' initiatives?
15.
19.
17?
Iona was 19.
No, Rafe.
Rafe
Yeah.
was 19. York 15. Yona, I don't know.
17.
17. So you're in between.
So here's the order. Rafe, the two creature rolls. Iona, Yorick, then the lair actions.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. We should probably write that down in case the
Oh,
fight
I
goes
did.
wrong.
I did.
Good. Okay.
I created a note page so that I know
Oh,
the
there you go. That's one way to
order.
do it.
Yeah. It is currently the first lair action.
Okay. Okay. Yes, we all did something, so fair enough. What is the lair doing?
The lair is actually this room, and
Okay. Fair.
the lair action is called encroachment of corruption.
Oh dear.
What it does
Oh,
is
It
the
goes
corruption will encroach down the walls
right, and if it gets to us,
into
we're-
the pumice. No, it is not. It is converging.
so we want to do something about this nonsense before it gets there.
Before it gets where it's going. Yes.
Yup. Okay, it's a timer. All right. Gotcha.
And that lasts for 5 rounds.
Okay.
Then it would have to roll another lair action. I mean, it would have to do the lair. Like you can use another lair action, but that lair action is a 5 round. It's got a 4 round cooldown.
Uh-huh. Oh.
So it's not like you can. It's one layer action, another layer action, this one again.
Gotcha. So it can only encroach every 5 rounds, essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's got a 5-round rotation.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain.
There are timers on some actions, whether in this case, if the action it should be saying like 4-5 on this particular action.
Yeah, so it moves for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Right.
And then at the end of that, it can do it again. So on the 6th turn, on the 6th round, it can do that action.
Yeah,
again.
on its 6th layer action, it can do it again.
Gotcha.
And it is Rafe's turn.
Okay.
Oh wait. There is when the corruption encroached, it did cause some of the wall to crumble,
Okay. Noted.
revealing more eggs.
Of course it did.
Okay.
All right. Let's do it.
So you never gave me a limit on how often I can use this ability.
Oof.
So Rafe is going to do it again.
Okay, you are going to try to get rid of this one patch of eggs.
Are they within 20 feet of each other? One patch and the second?
No.
Okay.
Of course.
Ha.
That's fair.
The second patch is about 80 feet from the first.
Okay.
Gotcha. Oh dear. This is going to be tricksy.
But who's to say that? Well, because the pumice is kind of acting as an insulator.
Well, I'm hitting the group I've already hit, because if they're showing signs of still being alive, I want to kill them first.
Yeah,
Right.
makes sense. So I'm saying, like, you don't know how many eggs are behind this, all the pumice around this wall.
Right.
Yeah. Wraith hits that group again for another 19 damage.
Yeah. The rest of the eggs spew golden ether.
Good.
Okay.
This group is out.
Good.
Not technically dead.
Yet.
Don't worry. They will
because ether, not blood.
Don't
Right.
worry.
Well,
They will be.
Yeah.
Okay, and it is the scarab's turn.
So,
And that does
they've
not work.
spent how many turns digging their way out of the...
Oh,
out
no,
of the
it's one scarab.
Oh, it's only one? One survived?
No, one made it through.
There's more behind, but they're still coming. Okay. Gotcha. Because you killed the first wave, and more are coming, but one. Okay.
Either way.
It starts to climb up the rubble.
Okay.
And it has a movement speed of 25.
All right.
Okay, and now for the spawn.
Ooh.
For purposes of clarity, that bug that just started moving, did it end its turn within 5 feet of the flaming sphere?
Where is the flaming sphere?
Would have launched it toward that first set of eggs that got demolished, back toward that tunnel.
No.
Okay.
It is 25 feet below the rim.
Okay. Yeah, that's something to keep aware of, because that'll do passive damage when stuff ends their turn next to it.
Okay, yeah, it is 25 feet below the rim.
Okay.
All right.
It's probably, wait, no. It can't go 25. It can't go 25 feet because terrain.
And it
It's
doesn't ignore
moving on
difficult
rubble.
terrain?
Yeah.
Would a scarab? Would a swamp
Oh,
scarab
scarab,
ignore
yeah.
difficult terrain?
Probably.
No.
Most insects do.
Oh,
Swamp
no, I was gonna
scarab?
say the spear doesn't.
I don't know.
Used to swamps?
Depends. It's up to you.
Yeah, probably not. I'm guessing.
Because I'm thinking like a regular, like a desert scarab would because of sand, but
Swamp scarabs. Yeah, this is not where they're supposed to
swamp
be.
scarabs aren't really like
Yeah,
used to rocky terrain. They're more used to like
yeah,
difficult terrain that's like water or mud.
yeah. That's actually
Sure.
a thought. It only ignores difficult terrain in its own natural environment. That's actually
Yeah,
That
I
makes
will
a lot of
say
sense.
spiders only get to ignore difficult terrain if that is caused by a web. So
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the insects and bugs of some kind ignore it, but it can be limited.
Yeah. So the second patch that opened up.
Mm.
Oh yeah, no. All the eggs are just going to go on the initiative order of the first patch.
Okay.
Just as a, let you know, any future patches that open are going to go on
Okay.
the same initiative.
Fair.
A few of them actually, quote unquote, hatch.
Okay.
All right. Let's do it. How many exactly?
1 sec, I am figuring that out.
Ooh, all right.
$10.
Okay. 10 of them are out.
I think that would be considered. Would that be considered action or movement?
Hatching?
Leaving their eggs, yeah.
It'd be both.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, to me, that'd be a full round action, as in you can't move when you do it.
yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. Oh yeah. Also, the pumice disappearing increases the size of the walkway.
Okay.
Oh, that's
It's probably about 5 feet deep
Okay.
from the lip all the way to the inner wall where the eggs are like attached.
All right.
It is Iona's turn.
okay. Well, first order of business, let's go ahead and use a bonus action to move that, flaming glob of whatever just as close as I can towards the bug incursion, because that's where I need it to be.
How far can it move? Oh no!
30
It's
feet.
the scarab. The scarab. The bug incursion, not the illithids.
Right.
Okay, so you're gonna move it down towards the rubble.
I suppose so, yes.
Okay, because as I said, the original patch of illithid spawn was above the tunnel.
Right.
Yeah, it moves down. And what is the radius of the damage? Thing.
Let's see. Anytime a creature ends its turn within 5 feet, but also it does other stuff.
The first time something enters its range, it takes damage. There's a bunch of stuff.
Okay, no, I just wanted to know the sphere of influence to see how So it was only able to move, not 25. It was only able to move.
It goes 30 feet.
No. I'm not talking. No, I'm talking about the scarab. I forgot to do the math.
It'd be technically 15 because you round up by 5s, because at 12 and a half.
Thank you. Thank you. So 13 feet.
13 feet, 15 because you move in 5-foot increments. But yeah, 13 feet would be about right.
Okay, yeah, 15. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so it is not close enough to damage the scarab, but it's getting there.
Sure, but more to the point, I'm putting it in the thing's way, so it is less going to be a factor. You see what I'm saying? I'm creating an obstacle.
Yes. Makes sense.
And then I guess on my end, I'll move toward the stuff that's hatching and see if I can get close enough to start devouring it.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
Let's see.
Would you? Oh wait, that's a thought. I know some spiders can Spider-Man it.
Uh-huh.
That is generally necessary for the construction of fixed webs, yes.
How would that factor into movement speed?
That's
It
not a
doesn't.
movement speed in the game.
Yeah, if you're just walking across the web, it's just walking across the web.
Walking across walls is not a climb speed for a spider. They don't have. There's no.
No, I
variation.
mean if you're Spider-Maning it as in shooting a web at a wall and dragging and like flying there,
Oh,
like pulling yourself to a wall.
Oh, that I don't know.
yeah. Mm,
How would that factor into
Uh,
movement speed?
Okay, well, what you just described isn't a physically possible thing for spiders.
Yeah, because
Oh,
they
so-
shoot out of their butts.
They can shoot a
Yeah,
web
they-
out. They can't reel it in. That's not how it goes.
No, they shoot the web out and then they pretty much scamper along what they just shot out.
yeah, but that's still the same speed. You just have a web underneath you
Yeah.
after it. And I guess.
Yeah.
I guess if you're in the middle of combat or something, you could consider the webbing an action and then the movement along the web.
Yeah, shooting a
Would
web
that
is
you-
considered an action on the creature's stat block. So if I wanted to do that,
Okay.
I could spend an action and a movement too. But that's not really my plan unless I don't have another option.
No, that thought popped into my mind. And I was like,
Following it. Yeah, I got you.
I wasn't expecting you to do that, Yoda. I was just,
Also,
Yeah.
the web attack has a recharge, so it's generally safer to, save it until I need it for a creature and not movement. But
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good point.
true.
All right,
So, are we up to York or is Yona
I
still
think so.
going?
Yona.
that
You wanna
depends
make
on
that
you.
decision?
A spider has a 30-foot move speed. Can I get close enough to fight stuff, or am I just pursuing it?
You are approaching it.
Okay, then I guess I'll use
I'd
my
say
action
a
to dash to
movement
make sure I get
you
over
have a
there.
movement and a half. So you're about 45 feet.
So you
Okay.
you can
After your
dash
movement.
and get there now
So yeah,
and be
I'm
ready
dashing
next
and
turn.
getting there now, but I won't have an
No,
action.
I mean you'd be able to get up to a half movement away. That's what I'm saying. After your movement, you're a movement and a half.
Movement and a half. So if you dashed, you'd get half
Up to
movement.
half a movement. You'd have 15 feet left over next turn of movement left over next turn if you dash.
Dashed
this
as opposed
turn.
to using an action.
Well,
Gotcha.
that'll work just fine.
So you're gonna dash?
I mean, yeah, I got no other plays here.
Okay, yeah, so you're gonna dash, you get up to 15 feet away.
Right. So Yorick was, according to our 75 feet away from the first batch of eggs, which are now defunct, out on the middle of the web. How close to the second batch, relatively,
80 feet along the wall.
from the first batch?
Yeah, and it's a circular wall, so I'm just trying to
Yeah.
do some math to try to figure out. Like-
Yeah. Probably be a Pythagoras movement and just
And you're upright, correct?
yeah, I managed to find
Just
some-
making sure.
Yeah.
I'd say you're probably about the same
equidistant.
because you're kind of towards the middle.
Yeah, that's
Maybe you might be 80. Give it maybe like another 5 feet away.
All
An
right.
additional 5 feet from the original, like a movement if you head straight towards it.
Yeah. So that gives me 80. Okay. I'm going to 60. Okay, I could do the Misty step again. I have slots. Do I have any other thing I can do with those slots though that I might want to save them for? Is the question. That's the only second level I have, so I'm basically just upcasting other stuff at this point. So maybe I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do a. I'm gonna move. Yes, I'm gonna run 30 feet, or move 30 feet, do a dash action to go another, say 20, and then Misty Step right up next to the eggs. Actually, no, I'm gonna Misty Step. 60. No, I'm just gonna do the dash. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do action. No.
Oh, we forgot about your tempestuous magic.
Oh, I can do I could do an extra 5 feet of
Whirling
movement. I
gusts
forgot
of
about that.
elemental air briefly surround you immediately before or after you cast a spell of first or higher. Doing so allows you to fly up to 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks.
So you flew 10 extra feet after casting Misty Step.
Oh, okay. Snagged 10 extra feet of movement, so that puts me at 70, or 65.
You put you at 65. You're at 70 feet from
70 feet from there. Yep. Okay. That, in which case I'm going to use my 70 feet, which means I can do, yeah, that actually works out. No, because I can't cast. Yeah, I can just action economy is okay. I'm going to action, yeah, I'm going to dash 30 feet, which puts me at, well, let's see, that if I dash 30 feet, that puts me at 40 feet away. I just have to check the range on a particular spell. Range is 60 feet. Beautiful. I'm going to run forward 30 feet, and that would put me within 60 feet. And then I'm going to use Ice Knife.
Oh,
yeah.
and it's Sorknir that has the move I was thinking of.
Oh.
Sorknir has the polluted pierce the heavens.
Right. Actually, even better. I'm going to go 30 feet. Cast Misty Step as a bonus action again, and then be within 10 feet of them. That puts me within 10 feet, and then I'm going to use that's a movement and a bonus action, and then I'm going to use and I can take another 10 feet on top of that, just to do it. Before. Okay, so I'm going to do another 10 feet so that I'm standing right there, and then I'm going to use my action to, oh, perfect, because that gives me 60 feet, and 10 makes 70. So I'm going to use, when I'm right up next to them, I'm going to use my, it gives, that puts, yeah, if I use the Tempestuous Magic, that puts me right up next to them. Perfect, okay. And I can just, with an action. It can't be a spell, but I can use, what's the one? Emir's Breath isn't a spell, right?
It's not a spell if it's one of those abilities that that they gave you.
It's not a it's one of the, it's a racial ability.
Yeah, that wouldn't count as a spell.
Right. So I could
Those
do that.
are usually either as this for an action without actually counting as a spell.
Yeah. If you use this ability, all creatures, yeah. So if I cast Misty Step as a bonus action, then get the 10 feet of extra movement from that, which I think Tempestuous Magic doesn't count as, you can use a bonus, never mind. The 10 feet is a bonus action, so, without provoking
What? Tempestuous Magic is not a bonus action.
No, it's not? Okay, if you're gonna let me have it, I'll
Yes,
take
it
it.
is.
It just says when you cast a spell.
All right, if you're gonna let me do that, I'll take it then. But can,
It literally says doing so allows you to fly up to 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. Before or
Yeah.
after you cast a spell at first level or higher.
yeah. All right, if that's what your
All
version
right,
says, I'll
then
take
go
it.
for it.
Yeah, so I'm going to run, cast Misty Step with the Tempestuous Burst at the end, and then cast Emir's Breath, or use Emir's Breath. 15-foot cold damage. I'm right up next to them. It's up to 10 feet, so I'm just gonna be like, right up there next to him, casting Emir's Breath at them.
Okay.
and they need to make a con save of DC 12 and take 2d6 or half on a save. Yeah.
I can't, like, I'm missing most of the stuff for.
Emir's Breath.
No, like I've only got like the skill tree stuff. I can't find the other stuff.
Emir's Breath. Here I'll post it. Actually, you know what I can do? I will post it in the Twitch chat if I can, because I think I can just do that. There we go. Emir's Breath. You are able to tap into the first Jotun's breath to exude an essence of winter in a 15-foot cold cone of cold damage. When you use this ability, all creatures in the area must make a con save. The DC of the saving throw is 12. A creature takes 2d6 damage on a failed save and half as much damage on a successful one. The damage is increased to 3d6 at 6th level, which I believe we are right now, right? We're 6th?
5th.
Okay. We are. Okay, only 2d6 then. So 2d6 and 4d6 at 11, 5d6 at 16. After using it, you cannot use it again until you completed a long rest. So this is my one and done shot, but Amir is helping us out, so we're gonna do this. That's the plan.
Okay.
So 15-foot cone. They take 8 damage. Anyone in the cone takes 8 damage. Yeah. So actually might behoove me not to even just to take the because they're all in a flat layer, right? The eggs.
They're along the wall, yes.
So
like they're attached to the wall.
Right, so I probably shouldn't even bother with the Tempest's magic anyway. I probably should be 10 feet away so that I get the area of the cone is the greatest, the coniest part of the cone is out there. 15 foot, yeah, that will give me the most coverage on the end of the cone to get as many eggs as possible. I don't know how many I can get, but if I'm 10 feet away and just blast them with the cold air, and I take down a 2nd level spell slot on Misty Step, which... just make sure I take off the spell slot in fairness. Slots. Now 1. Down to 1 2nd level. Oh no. Oh yeah, now 1 2nd level. But yeah. So I'm down a 2nd level slot. And I've used my Emir's Breath for today, but they all take 8 damage or 4 if they pass their DC 12 saving throw. However many.
It should be higher than DC 12.
Oh, stretching. We should all stretch because we got a request on the Twitch to do so.
Oh, so we did. Yes. You should be doing your DC. I mean, depending on what your charisma is, you're proficient in this, so it's a minimum.
But it's not a sorcerer spell. It's a Jotun spell, so it's probably based on con.
What is it? I mean, it would.
This is a con save.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know it's a con save, but also I would imagine.
It should say in the ability, so.
It doesn't specify what the say. It says the DC is saving throw is 12.
It just literally has a flat saving throw. Okay.
Yeah. So. If it is based on something math-wise, I don't know.
Yeah, DC of the saving throw is 12.
Yeah, and that's what it says on the sheet, so I'm going to go with that.
It met it. They met the... Oh, wait, no, I only rolled once. Crap.
Meets beats, right, but anyone in that end of the cone takes that, and I'm 10 feet away, so... I think I could hit a bunch of them.
11.
And actually, if it... since they're all in a flat layer, it would be... I would hit the most of them if I were 15 feet back, right?
Yes.
So if I only...
So what was the damage?
The damage was 8 points of damage. Half on a save.
So,
yeah, so
3, from 10 feet, you get 6.
Yeah,
of that.
if I were 15 feet back, would I get more?
No,
Fair enough. Okay, I hit 6 of them.
because they're all up the wall, so it's not like you would get much more.
Fair enough. So I'm 10 feet away, and 6 of them take damage. 8 points.
And most of the
4
ones, and the 6 you hit are on the ground.
Fair. Okay. So, yeah, 6. 6 of them take 8 points of damage each, or 4 on a successful con save.
3 and 3.
3 and 3. Okay. Half of them make the save, half don't. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right.
And we're back to the lair action.
Ooh, all right. What's it gonna do?
So the lair action from last turn ticks over again. It
Okay.
encroaches a little bit more, and more eggs are revealed.
Of course they are. Are they near the same ones, or are they different patches? Did it say are the patches expanding, or?
This patch expanded.
All right.
On the side of the patch opposite the first patch.
All right.
Oh, wait. I have to roll D100 to see if it's only this patch.
All right.
Crap. No, it is not. 2 other patches pop up around the room.
Okay. So now we have one completely destroyed, and
Or one immobilized patch.
one that was immobilized by Wraith, dealt with. Maybe not dead, but dealt with. And then you have 3 others.
Yes. 2
one
others.
that we were working on, and 2 more that popped up.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a total of 4 patches, 1 immobilized, 3 active.
Gotcha.
Well, technically 2 fully hibernating, 1 partially hibernating, and 1 partially active.
Gotcha.
Okay. Sure.
All right.
And then it uses. I'm not sure if I should count this as uses. I'm not sure if this would be a lair action or a legendary action. Crap.
Is the creature causing it, or is it something that happens separate from the creature itself? That's how
it's
you
a
determine.
reaction to the Eker in the depression.
Huh.
And is that affecting the creature directly or not?
No.
Then,
Well, wait. Would affecting the seal on the creature count as affecting the creature, or?
well, the seal could be the layer that's keeping it in place, right? So it's a matter of, is the creature causing this, or is this like directly related to the creature's own abilities, or is it separate from that and connected to the actual physical room that we're in?
It's the Eker being in the bowl is affecting the seal.
Yeah, I would say that's more layer. That
would be a layer. That sounds more like a layer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. So the layers, the seal on the layer has dropped by 10%.
Of course it has. All right. All right. Okay. So,
Okay,
that's
brings
the
it back
layer
to
action.
my turn.
back to the top of the round.
But we're gonna stop here because we've only got 10 minutes left.
Fair.
And
Yes.
I am going to bring up something because this is happening as we go. So obviously, if you've seen it before, I've talked about it before. We have our pride slimes, right? but we also have coming out later this week. We have a new release, which is the Pack of Hydras. That's coming out later this week. It is available. There will be 2 separate products listed: one for Pathfinder, one for 5e. They are just they're great options for you. And then on Friday, while we're doing this, we will be giving away a preview of this, a special release for the Prydra, the 11-headed, 11-tailed, draconic-esque Hydra that you see right in front of you. For any donation on Friday during our Mick and C mutual aid fundraiser, and that starts at 6:30 Pacific time or 7:30 Pacific time. 7:30 Pacific time, I think. So yes, 7:30 Pacific time is what it says. So we will be there, and I'll be here. Molly will be here running everything, provided he's feeling well. Fingers crossed. Nick will be back. Nobody will be with us, and we'll have a special guest, Cody Stone from the Stone GM. One of our friends of the channel, and he's coming in to help play and fight the Hydra to show how this unique creature that Molly and I created works. And then I'll be back on Saturday for another episode of Secrets of Small Gods. We'll be finishing up the Halloween special. Iolna, did they finish this week, or do you have a few episodes left of the Goblin's Whisper?
Well, I'm not a player on the Goblin's Whisper, but my understanding is there are 2 more episodes. It was supposed to finish up a couple of weeks ago but they had some technical issues, so it got pushed back.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah.
Yeah. I did want to say, though, the game that they're using for Goblin's Whisper, Arc City Arcane Blues, was just released earlier this week.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in it, you can find it at pixelbismuth.itch.io. It's a spellpunk game about wizards who are stuck suffering through the gig economy. And the whole thing is run with tarot cards, and it's a really unique system. I've never seen anything else like it.
I got to play it in the early playtesting phase. That was a lot of fun.
Can you put a link in chat? Just because
yeah.
Very cool day.
And then
I gotta get going, guys. We'll see you guys next month.
Yep.
All right, see ya. And what do you got going, Lee, before you head out?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Not much. I got my streams. We at some point we're gonna do a battle royale with the group for the group we had for our we raised over $1,900 at for Trans Lifeline of our fundraiser with our very own Molly of AOTT and a couple other very good friends who are super cool. And yes, we got them, and yeah, just basic stream, less so than usual because of freaking peak season, and I work in delivering things as a day job, so deliveries are up this time of year, so a lot of extra work. But yeah, so but just basic LHawk99 on Twitch. I do unboxing streams every Wednesday, editing the Greyhawk wiki. I don't know if you guys know Greyhawk, but yeah, that's mostly.
Yeah, Greyhawk is the original traditional
D&D setting.
D&D setting was the core setting through 3rd edition, and it is now back in the 4th in the 2024 rules, the 5.5 or whatever they're calling it.
So I edit the wiki for that, and on Wednesdays, live wiki editing, hanging out, vibing.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, thanks all for playing. We'll see you all again in a month as we near the end of our games.
All right. Hopefully we figure out these artifacts and
all right.
See you guys.
Bye-bye, everybody.